nature of your relationship, Miss Scott?
We met on a dating site. He was kind of like an escape plan for...
And I,
Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to go through one that I really enjoyed. This was like one of my favorites. When I first reacted to it, of course I didn't record it, but I'm looking back at a few of my favorites, so I hope you guys enjoy this content, and like and subscribe to my channel below. Thank you.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Moore versus Scott.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Mr. Moore, you came to court today to prove you are the biological father of 4-year-old Aliana. You
twins.
and your current girlfriend claim the defendant has played on your emotions for 4 years and has allowed another man to raise your little girl. You are desperate to put the defendant's doubt to rest so you can finally be in your daughter's life. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Scott, you say you are positive Mr. Moore is not your daughter's biological father. Once the test proves you right, you want Mr. Moore to leave you and your child alone. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Moore, you say you've always believed Allie is your daughter. Tell me why.
Yes, Your Honor. I've never seen my child a day in my life.
You've never seen her?
A day in my life.
But you're convinced she's your daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
So why hasn't he seen her? If he feels that way, why hasn't he tried to see her?
I've tried to see her, Your Honor. She blocked me all sources of contact. She even changed her number. I tried to reach out to her on social media. I couldn't even get through on that.
So you have reached out?
Yes, Your Honor.
Through social media? And tried her phone number, but she changed her number?
Never about seeing her. Never. He only thing he ever said was, "That's my child. That's my child." Never about seeing her. That's not your kid. So why you've never tried to see her ever? And I don't mind because that's not his kid.
So why do you believe she's denying you're the father? Why?
Because she had sex with another guy at the time.
She had a boo.
Well, that's reason to doubt, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
But not deny. That's what you're saying.
Yes, Your Honor.
It still remains that you are a possibility. So now, what was the nature of your relationship, Miss Scott?
We met on a dating site. He was kind of like an escape plan for something that I was going through. So I wanted to,
plan.
Yeah.
Escape plan.
So I wanted
more
to
than
get
an
away.
escape plan.
I wanted
I
to
was
get
the
away from
boyfriend.
that. I wanted to get away from that.
He's
So
like,
you know,
"Don't
I kind of led him on. I wasn't trying to pursue nothing. You know, be no family or anything with this man. We met together. He asked me to move in with him. I moved in with him. We maybe stayed together maybe a month, and I left.
And when was this?
That was in July 2013.
In July.
Your Honor, we had sex the first night I met her.
We so did not. We did not. We did not. It was not the first night. It was early, but it wasn't the first night.
But when you
Early
did
was the
have
first
sex,
night, girl.
Miss Scott, did you use protection?
No, it wasn't protected.
Okay. So you moved in for a month.
Right.
Were you faithful during that month, or you all were only seeing one another?
I was still like I was currently in a relationship when I met him originally.
When you moved in with him?
Right.
So why would you do that?
Because he was my escape
plan.
Let me get my conception calculator. So when was Aliana born?
April 25th.
April 25th. Okay. If I hit calculate,
There she go with that count.
the window of conception is July 28th to August 3rd. And you claim you were in a relationship with Mr. Moore in July.
We had sex, Your Honor, in July and August.
Not from my remembrance. No. It happened in August.
But you met Mr. Moore in July.
Yeah, we met
But online.
Right.
You hadn't met in person yet.
No.
Until
August.
that.
No, until July. We moved in together in August. We had sex together in August.
After you moved in with him.
Right. We didn't have sex when we first met each other.
Wasn't so
And
great.
he was saying, okay, and this is where the testimony differs significantly, because you say you had sex with her the first day you met her.
Yes,
Which he's
Your Honor.
wrong. He's wrong. We didn't have sex the first day we met. We had sex after we had moved in together in August.
Gotcha. So you're saying you were already pregnant
Right.
from the other
just
guy
said it
when
was
you
a
moved
month.
in
Now
with
she's
Mr.
saying-
Moore.
I was, but I didn't
A
know.
lot
I didn't
more.
find out until September.
Okay.
But when I went and got the test done, and they told me how far along I was, and then that's when I figured out that at the time of me and Mr. Moore having sex together, I was already pregnant because I was 2 months pregnant.
This is what baffles me. I mean, two young people who can stand up here and articulate with great detail everything about a sexual relationship, but in 4 years, you haven't been able to communicate
That's a long time.
Because
in
he's
any
not
way
the
about
dad.
this baby.
He's not the dad.
about
I don't wanna talk.
even to get the DNA.
Stopped me from not being there for 4 years. She's blocked me out completely. And if she's
She
4
really did
and
block
And you don't know her.
no, if she's
So
4,
it's your testimony today that you are going to be there for, support, and take care of a child who's 4 years old, whom you've never met, and the mother has moved on.
I know she's mine.
You know she's yours.
He
know
real
she's not.
convinced.
And Miss Scott, she's 4. Does she call anybody daddy?
Yes.
She has a father figure in her life.
The dude
Yeah,
she
she
was
calls
with 4
the
years
man
ago, probably.
that
last name
man.
she has, the man
Yeah.
whose last name she has,
Is dad.
calls him
Escape
dad.
plan.
Yes. And then
And have you thought about what if Mr. Moore is her biological father? Where do we go from here?
I have.
You have thought about it.
Right, I
and
have.
what was your answer?
If a test, which it shouldn't, there's no way a test should say that he is the dad. But if it does, then hey, we will make efforts to have some type of relationship built with them too, because it's not
Well,
it's not
that's
for
good.
me, it's
Right.
for her.
I hope she keeps her word.
Jerome, the envelope, please.
There you go.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Moore versus Scott, when it comes to 4-year-old Aliana, it has been
Aliana, that's a
determined
pretty
by this court. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to
because I saw
subscribe
this
and
before, I
click
know
on the
he's
notification
going
bell.
to be...
Mr. Moore, you are the father.
You look just like the little girl. Like, she had to see the resemblance all over you. Like, she couldn't have been with the same man that looked just like that dude, because that dude looked just
You
like
are
that
the
little
father,
girl.
Mr.
So she
Moore.
was tripping. What she was trying to do is have that
That's your
escape
little girl.
plan, and that escape plan did not work. And
That's 4
backfired.
years I missed out, but I'll make it up to her. I promise.
Miss
She
Scott,
really wanted her baby to be for that dude that she was with, so, poor thing.
what are you feeling right now?
I feel bad that
You feel bad because
To
you
know
lose a
that-
person, but you
that
end
is
up
his
giving him a
child.
blessing that you didn't
She
want a
has.
blessing with.
not known him for 4 years. And I've never, I'm 23 years old, I've never had my dad. I always said I wanted, if I ever had children, I wanted to always make sure my children had their biological daddy, and whether that man and I were together or not, to be in their lives. And now I feel like
That's
it's my fault
respectful.
because it's been 4 years. And I feel like I've wronged my daughter 4 years with him.
Listen, I see your pain, but what is so great about each and every day we live, it's another opportunity to do better and get it right.
Too bad
Neither
to get
one
it
of you
right.
have handled it.
One
the
of
best.
my most wisest sayings is to just do better.
Mr. Moore, I'm happy
Next
for
time
you.
you get a
I know
chance,
you
do
have
better.
lost some time, but
I do think he would do what is right. I think he really wanted a kid. I do not know if he had kids with the other girl, but I feel like he really wanted a kid. And that episode, it touched home for a lot of people. It has so many views. And the reason why it has so many views is because the way that she came about is saying that he was an escape plan. She met him online. She used him. She stayed with him for a month. But she in that time probably was still sleeping with her ex at that time, and she ended up getting back with her ex. Probably told her ex that that child was his child in order to get him back, and stayed with him and tried to block and X that dude out as if she never met him. And it backfired. Her daughter is actually his child, and now she will have to live the rest of her life with him, which is something she didn't want to do. And I know it's hard, and she said that in the courtroom that she always said if she end up with the person or not, she will want her kids to know their father. And I hope she maintained and stayed true to her word. So it all goes to her morals and what she believes in and how she will go about handling the situation in the future. So I wish them luck. I wish they have had luck. This show is pretty old. Like I said, this is a throwback version. So I'm really curious if Judge Lauren Lake ever brought them back on, because he was so adamant about taking care of his kid. He wanted her. He was blocked. So I hope that I actually find an episode where they have connected and he and his daughter, Eliana, became really, really close, and he's raising her as co-parents with the mom. So guys, thank you for enjoying this video with me. Thank you. If you have gotten this far, you might as well subscribe, sis, or bro, whoever watching. And I will talk to you guys in the next one.